Hey, what's up, guys? Damien here. Today I want to talk about operations. So, one of the most productive structures in the world is the military. It's really the military and companies, corporate structure. Because these two structures have an incredible incentive to be productive. They have competitors who are literally like out for blood. And if they don't produce a higher yield than them, they fail or literally die, right? And so these two structures you can look to and study to find out how to be more productive. And this is what I do. And I find that something similar in both of them is they organize their efforts into missions, into operations. And so setting an operation and detailing exactly what you're doing, the steps that is required for this current operation that you're in, and not deviating from that operation, right? Now, if you're actually going to do this with ADHD, the only way you really can is by putting a sticky note on your computer. That would be the simplest way to do this. Um, right now, I'm building an ADHD OS. It's not done yet. It's actually not even remotely anywhere near done. But what I do in that is I have current directives that I can have AI change. And so that's basically how I organize my life and how I stay on track is I'm constantly being reminded of the current operation, and if I'm not doing the operation, then I know obviously that I'm distracted or that I'm wasting my time. I also like framing things as an operation because when you are performing an operation, it feels more surgical, right? It feels more tactical. And something about that ignites the part of your brain that's more like intense or serious. So that actually gets your executive muscles working a little bit harder, which we need when we have ADHD. So that's very good. And then also actually designating the war that you're in. Like, what is the actual outcome you want? Like, what is the war? Like, for me, the war is against entropy, specifically in people with ADHD's life. And if I can wake up and think about that, if that can be what's on my mind, it's going to keep me focused and it's going to keep me motivated because I can literally think about the way and the suffering of people with ADHD, people like me, right? And that's just motivating, and that's more likely to keep you on track and aligned every day is when you can think about what the enemy is taking from you, right? Like when I think about the people with ADHD who basically commit suicide because they just couldn't make it alone, like that's heavily motivating, right? So framing things as a war that you're fighting for, a cause that you're fighting for, organizing operations to basically defeat that enemy. Something about that adds a little bit of urgency, but a war is still a long term thing, so you can still be calm. And in fact, there's this incentive to be calm and calculating because it's a fight, right? Like you can't be like hot blooded in a fight, it just doesn't work. Like rule number one of a fight is you don't get like you can't be in your ego. Like you just have to be thinking about results, or it's like you could literally die, right? People who get emotional in fights and like the people who say like they see red, like I saw red and I just started swinging. It's like those people are like the worst fighters, right? So frame things as a war. Frame things in terms of operations, missions. Be tactical. Be surgical. you kind of want your whole life to feel like an extraction shooter. But the way that you actually have balance in this is you need to simultaneously have what I call work instinct. And what work instinct is like when you have ADHD, you hyper focus. There's this like neurodivergent pull of like I just want to focus like 100% on something, like 100 billion% on something, and can't do that because like short term you can, yes, like if you're in the middle of an operation and you need to like build a piece of software or something, like yeah, of course hyperfocus is great for that, but hyperfocus doesn't work for like your entire life. It just doesn't. And so you need to have this work sense or work instinct, which is basically like just acting instinctually on whether or not you need rest or work right now. And you're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable doing some work, and that's okay. Like you need to wake up and you need to go and do the thing, and it's going to be a little uncomfortable. That's fine. But if you're like pushing it to the limit and it hurts, and you just keep pushing because you're like stuck in that flow, that's not going to work. So you need to build like this instinctual intuition as to whether or not you need to rest or work. And it's skill, and you're going to grow in it. I call this like managing your capacity. Since you're neurodivergent, you have different capacity than other people. Now, frankly, like you still are going to have to do things that are uncomfortable. You're still going to have to be disciplined in the same way a neurotypical would be disciplined. It's just there's a little more leeway. That's kind of how you think about it. So, not even leeway. It's just you need to actually be strategic about performing these operations with your neurodivergency. Is really what it is. Like when you're neurodivergent, you have executive dysfunction. You don't have the same resources internally that other people do. Like I have ADHD, so I have autism and ADHD, and I get overstimulated. And there are times where it's like the work will suddenly take a turn, and it's like, oh my gosh, someone's messaging me, someone's calling me, I'm about to be late for something, and I need this like script that I'm working on isn't done, but it's like the fulfillment pipeline, and it, oh my gosh, right? Like I have to like go walk the dog is bugging me, and it's like stuff like that happens, right? Where it's like all of a sudden it's like everything hits the fan, and it's like you just have to lock in, basically. But it's like after doing something like that, like a neurotypical might be like, huh, wow, that sucked, whew, and then they can like keep working. But it's like you might be like, I'm done. Like for the next 2 hours, I'm done. Like I'm gonna go eat a yogurt bowl and just like rot on the couch for a little bit and listen to some calming, soothing music. And it's like that's fine, but you have to have that instinct of like, damn, I just did something really rough. My neurodivergent brain was like, fuck, dude, that was too much. Go take a break, come back, right? Or you might need to take some like 5 minute breaks to pace around. That's something that is normal for people with ADHD. I always say stroll, don't scroll. We like to pace around, and that's good for you, right? And you can sometimes you need to be moving around while you're working. Like you can work from your phone while you're like pacing around. That'll get you some good dopamine. That can sometimes make you more productive as long as you don't have like distracting apps on your phone. So yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Just figure out what it is you're fighting for, frame it as the war, and do operations, right? Like this, have an operation that's gonna last a few days, and you know what you need to do, and you know that if you're not doing that, you're off track. And like, write it on a sticky note, put it on your monitor, and set a target too. If you don't set a target, it's not real. It doesn't need to be a deadline, guys. Like deadlines are stressful and they just suck. If you set a target is something where it's like you can study why you didn't hit the target afterwards instead of just being late and in meltdown mode and stressing yourself out. And like we said earlier, like the neurodivergency, is just gonna suck. Like I hate this productivity advice of like stress yourself out as much as possible by setting a deadline and like making yourself have all this urgency and like you're a bitch if you don't do that. Like frankly, all that does is make you tired and burnt out and like produce poor quality work and exist in like a fight or flight mode. And if you're not being productive to get to a point where you can feel free and calm and at peace, what the fuck are you working for? Like, what are you working for? Just to suffer? Like, it's dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Okay? So, be nice to yourself, but in being nice to yourself, be a warrior, right? Be nice to yourself in the way a warrior is going to be nice to themselves. Oh shit, the enemy is at the door. I'm not going to sit here and like take a nap. I'm going to lock the fuck in and I'm going to get it done. And then I'm going to take a nap, right? So, you guys can do this. I believe in you. There are so many people with ADHD who became millionaires. There are people with ADHD who have done amazing, incredible things. It's just cracking a code. It's just doing the thing every day and cracking the code. It's compounding. It's just getting that flywheel turning, So, pray for me. I'll be praying for you guys. Have a good night.